California. Right out of town a little bit from a little burg called Bella Vista.
Oh, fine business. Yeah, I've been around that area a long time ago. Anyway, I heard you giving a call out there, just letting you know you're getting out just fine, okay?
Again, Sean, boy, I appreciate it. Anyway, Ken's up in Idaho, northwest section, I do believe. And we just haven't had too good a luck since he moved up there from, I guess you'd call it Middle California. Anyway, hopefully the conditions get a little better. As I'm sure you know, 40 has not been permanently red hot lately.
Definitely going through its little winter change, maybe. I'm not quite sure what it might be pertaining to too much, but it hasn't been as bad. When I got my license in '93, the bands were never this good. I've been waiting 20 years to work anything the way we are nowadays, so I think they're coming around at least. Over.
Yes, it is. I'm still kind of, for a retired old geezer, I have a little trouble finding time during the day to get on, but I've listened occasionally, and gosh, 10 has been doing pretty good there. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, 10 and 15 are they're just off the charts anymore these days. They're very active and almost full, and so yeah. And then everybody else starts climbing down to down here, and then even 20 meter gets packed, and then pretty soon none of us have anywhere to go. The bands are full, and we'll have something new to gripe about. Over.
Oh yeah, it's been wonderful. Anyway, let's see, again, the Hennels Cliff, and I'm a geezer. I'm 80, and have been retired for like 15 years. And we're still busy, and do enjoy our radio time. Anyhow, Ken's my brother-in-law. He lived for many years on the, east of Sacramento. And we had a pipeline then, but on 75, but that kind of went to the wayside when he moved to Idaho. Anyway, I'm sure things will get better, Sean. Back to you from WA6QNI.
Yeah, WA6QNI and 7ECV. Well, conditions are definitely changing, and you guys should be able to get back to chatting sooner or later there. Hey, so I'm curious, Cliff, what got you interested in radio? Over.
Did you ask why I lost interest in radio, or when I got interested in radio?
What got you interested in radio? Over.
Well, basically, I heard about ham radio for quite a while, and this was, I was in grade school at the time. And grew up outside a little bitty town in Oregon called Cottage Grove, just south of Eugene. And didn't even know any hams or that, or how to find out about anybody. But I started, made a little crystal set, and I thought that was pretty neat, especially when it worked. And I spent hours drilling over the Montgomery Ward catalog of the ham radio section.
I can only imagine what that looked like. Wow, man, I didn't even think about that at all as a reference for back in that era. How many crystal sets did you build as a kid? I bet your mama was missing a pie tin or something.
Well, we were a little beyond that. But anyway, Sean, what the deal actually was is I was a sophomore in high school, actually, and I had to come up with a science project, and quick. And anyway, I bummed some magazines from a neighbor, and this was not in popular science or electronics, but in popular mechanics, if I'm not mistaken. And it was titled, let's see, Emergency Radio Receiver. It had two diodes in a pill bottle with a double one cap in series with one plug prong that you poked in the wall and direct to headphones. Anyway, I took my life savings and I bought a headphone, which was a singular, the diodes and a cap, and put it together. And actually, I got an A on it. But it was really exciting when I could hear like a BBC way back in those days.
No doubt. Wow. Boy, needing that science project at the last minute and getting it done, too. Way to put things together and way to make it work. And way to show how simple some of that stuff actually is, right? To be that young and be able to understand it and piece things together like that and stuff. That's pretty neat. Hey, do you have like a favorite mode at all? Is there a favorite mode you enjoy over it?
Well, I'd say the sideband is pretty much it. However, I'm trying not to lose CW, Sean. Actually, and back to my brother-in-law Ken there, WA6QNI, he's the one that actually homered me for amateur radio. We were on the USS Constellation together, but oh my gosh, that's been 100 years ago. Actually, late 65 to 68. And he'd been a ham for ages, and he's the one that actually got me started.
So you go from your life savings for a pair of headphones to being on the USS Constellation. Were you guys radio men?
Neither one of us. Actually, I've worked in a lab running a spectrometer, oil analysis a machine per se for literally burning oil samples that the squadron people would bring in for me for their aircraft, and then I had a fancy readout, digital, which I get a printout on and tell the wear medals, if any, and sometimes there were. So does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, actually, I ran a spectrometer for Exide battery years ago in a quality control department with lead. We were testing lead for various impurities and such there, so makes total sense. How neat is that? What a story to tell. I appreciate you sharing that with me. You know, I got to ask you, if there was a group of new hams standing in front of you right now, you had a group of new hams, generals, techs, however, any advice you'd give to a new ham today?
Well, not a lot, but probably a little bit. I say keep after it. Do what you can to learn the state of the art and have fun. You don't have to get real fancy with a lot of equipment as long as you can get on the air and have fun. Is that going to work, Sean?
Yeah, that's amazing. You know, have fun, I think, is forgotten by a lot of people once they get into it and in one way or another take it a little too serious. And what usually happens is it's somebody they look up to that chastises them in some way because they're having a good time. A lot of that going around. So I appreciate the fair and good advice. That really means a lot to me. Over.
Yeah, hey, that's great. This has turned out to be a pretty good afternoon for me. Anyway, and a big hi to the new hams that are with you there, Sean.
Yeah, we appreciate that. I can't share enough, I would imagine there. Hey, I got one more question we'd like to ask you, if that's okay. This is November 7, Echo Charlie Victor.
Go ahead on it. WA6QNI for ID.
So, in your mind, if you could finish the sentence there, the future of ham radio is over.
Well, I'm going to have trouble answering that one because the state of the art does change. Oh boy, in a big hurry. However, I would say get on the air with what one has, and then kind of keep track of what's going on the best they can, and take it from there. But anyway, of course, it's way back when I got on the air. That was in 1970. But anyway, I built my own CW transmitter and got on the air with that. The 6AG7 driving a 1625, which probably won't mean too much to your friends there. But anyway, and on a borrowed Hammerland receiver that Ken, my brother-in-law, that got me started, loaned me. Back to you.
Oh boy, I had an old Hammerland for a while. Those are beautiful big radios. Cool memories there. What fun that had to have been, and you get to watch it kind of turn into what it is now. Almost everything that took up an entire desk, you can get into one radio. It's just got to be one wild experience. So I'm 45, so I was born in 77. You were probably well on your way past your technician ticket there. I do have an old Heathkit little amplifier that was about the same year as me. Just got to replace some relays in that, but just sitting here just testing out this little thing, one that works, and I've never really had so much fun before with radio. The amplifier is a good time. I've spent many years 10 watts or less, over 20 years 10 watts or less, and really this is a whole new experience for me there, Dave. Over.
Hey, I hear you there, Sean. Actually, I was on the air, oh gosh, at least a year and a half before I even got a phone rig. I used a little CW rig that I built and had a great time with it. Anyhow, I started out with what they used to call a conditional because we were near Eureka, and it was just too far to go to get the personal exam. And at that time, in that case, you could get what was called a conditional, and a very good. Actually, he had a radio store in Eureka, but he was the one that gave me my novice exam and also my general exam per se. And I'll never forget taking either one of those tests, Sean. Go ahead.
Well, I can only imagine the amount you guys had to travel just to get it done. I had to go pretty far from Dayton into Carson City, or into Reno, I'm sorry, and that was a trip there, just and totally different than anybody from different era really had to deal with. But Boy, oh boy, it was sure still the trip, and it was sure still the anxiety, and boy, when I upgraded to my General, that was kind of the same thing. I never even had a radio from 1993 until about 2007. Really, I didn't. I paid attention a little bit, but I didn't have a station of my own. And then by then, the bands weren't great, and now they're really starting to take off, and it blows my mind. I can really enjoy radio the way everybody bragged about it when I was first getting started and kind of growing up into it. So I'm getting a chance to really have fun too, which is kind of neat, and just taking it to the next level here with different capabilities of station operations and stuff, and having fun. That's about all it is, and I think that was your main point there. Go ahead.
Well, I meant it to be. Anyway, Sean, let's see. I have your call as W7 Baker Charlie Delta. Is that right?
Negative. It's November 7 Echo Charlie Victor. Over.
Let me write that down before I forget it. Echo Charlie Victor?
Yep, Norway 7 type.
Anyway, hey, great on the amplifier, and I haven't used it for quite a while, but I've got sitting behind me a GSB 100, I think it is, linear amp. I use it for ages, and anyway, runs four 811s, 811As in parallel, and yeah, that's what I used when the band was in the last time, which seems like a long while ago. Back to you.
I've watched it, and here it comes back with a vengeance that it's working. And I was hunting for an amplifier, and lo and behold, I'm ready to buy one, and I come across this Ameritron for a really decent, really good price. But I come across a Commander 2500, so it's brand new in the box. Just been tuned up to see if it worked and got put away. And I'm looking forward to piping 220 in the shack to get that in line. I'm going to have to upgrade my antenna system a little bit. 1.5 kilowatts is okay, but I need about 3,000 watt capability on the unknown up there, just so I don't ever have to worry about it. I have your call as Whiskey Alpha 6, Quebec, Norway Alpha. Is that correct?
You're close. Quebec, Norway, India, QNI, WA6 type.
All right, so it's Cliff then, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I wasn't paying attention, Cliff. We got you in the log this time around properly. Thank you for your patience.
Pardon?
I say thank you for your patience.
Oh, very welcome. I didn't know I had any. But anyway, I finally, the amp I was talking about did kind of give up, and needs another set of filler caps, and I never got around to putting them in. I will one of these days, though, perhaps. Anyway, for ID, this is N7 ECD from WA6QNI, if I can read my own writing.
Hey, that's all right. WA6QNI, Norway 7 Echo Charlie Victoria. Well, nice to meet you there, sir, and I do appreciate you taking a moment to chat with me. Those are really neat stories. I always like hearing about how any of us got into amateur radio. Over?
Yeah, it's been fun. Actually, I normally don't get on that much. I'm on during the mornings on 75. We got a little get-together where a few of us get on at 7:30 in the a.m. and Anyway, and we're good for about a half hour usually. A bunch of old fossils, like myself, with the exception of a couple of youngsters that are in their 50s. But anyway, yeah, that's on 3968. 3968. And we welcome anybody that wants to get in there, Sean.
Oh, very good. That's a good time for me, too. There's a net, it's the Geritol net at 9 a.m. on 3845. Really quick, about 5 or 6 of us or more, and maybe last a half hour. But I'll check you guys out at 3968 at 0730. Now, that's Pacific time?
Yeah. That's it.
Well, very good. I'll be looking for you guys in the morning for sure. I appreciate that. Over.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, sometimes it might take a little bit to pull your way in there, but we try to leave openings for people to get in. And lately, Sean, communications up into Washington haven't been worth a darn. But give it and take a listen and see if you can find us. And if you can, well, go ahead and break in.
Yeah, I'll be able to hear you. The conditions have been really good. Actually, I was working nets that were on the east and southeast early this morning, so I shouldn't have a problem. One of these antennas. I look forward to meeting your group, okay?
All righty. By the way, what are you using for an antenna?
I've got the Vibraplex Par N-Fed. It's their 80 through 10 N-Fed wire. Over.
Oh, very, very popular antenna. We're running a 160-meter dipole fed with a TV flat lead and via a tuner.
Well, it's doing just fine. It sounds really good and held strong the whole way there, Cliff. I appreciate that. It's good stuff. The station's set up very good. I'm going to let you go there, OM. I know you were trying to reach your friend. Maybe you can reach out and see what's happening there. I'm going to stretch my legs. I've been going for a couple hours. It was very kind to meet you. I appreciate your patience with me there and answering some questions. It was very neat to get that kind of laid out for us, and I look forward to meeting you on another band, okay?
Okie dokie, Sean. Yeah, that'll work for me. And like I say, it might take a little getting in with us there, but what the deal is when somebody gets in, we put them in a sequence, and then it's strictly a round table, no break-in. And that way everybody gets a turn. And whoever starts off with the schedule per se, the net, although we don't normally call it that, but anyway, they'll go ahead and do a sequence, and then we just write down the sequence so that everybody gets a chance to chat a little bit. That make any sense to you?
Yeah, that's what we do, kind of round-robin style setting. Just start off and get a list going and go down the list. It sounds normal to me, Cliff.
Okay, very good. Well, hey, we'll pass along the 73 there, Sean. And, hey, I'll let the guys know that you might be wanting to get in there. So we'll pass our 73 along, and, hey, really enjoy the chat.
Yeah, it's been a nice little 20 minutes sitting here gagging on the ham radio like we're supposed to be. Nice to have conditions back. As I look at my map here, too, things are starting to dip towards the lower bands already. So who knows what conditions are going to do today. It's been a pleasure on my end, Cliff. It was very kind to meet you, man. I look forward to hearing you again, okay?
Alrighty, Sean. Hey, I really appreciate you coming back to me. Anyway, 73, to you and the group, and we'll look forward to the next chat. WA6QNI's clear. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, Cliff. Have a great day. N7 Echo Charlie Victor. I'll be clear in QSY 73.
Right now heading into Sacramento. I just turned the radio on a couple minutes.